And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Simp!
Alright, gentlemen, hoes, dudes, huddle up. In the past few months, I want to ask you, have you complimented a woman on the internet? Have you donated to a female Twitch streamer? Have you defended a woman amidst some sort of controversy on Twitter? If any of those apply to you, there's a good chance that hundreds of people with anime children as profile pictures have called you a simp. But, are you actually a simp? That's what we're here to determine today. So what's good? I'm Q, and I know what you're thinking. This guy, he's obviously a testosterone-dripping Giga Chad, but it was not always the case. There was a time in my life where I was partaking in some very simp-like behavior, so I consider myself to be somewhat of an expert on the topic. So I'm gonna tell you what is a simp, what isn't a simp, how can you prevent yourself from being used by people and stuff. Let's get into it. In my opinion, being a simp occurs internally. It's very much a mindset-based thing. It's about you having a set of goals and expectations and the specific path you take to reaching those goals. For example, being friends with a woman does not make you a simp. However, if you are only friends with a woman because you want to get with her or you want to date her and you're doing all this stuff for her, taking her places, buying stuff for her, making all these grand gestures, and she could really give a fuck about you, I'm sorry, dude, but you're kind of a simp. You gotta read that situation better and stop giving so much of yourself to somebody who doesn't care. Second example, donating to a female Twitch streamer does not make you a simp. If she's a content creator that you legitimately enjoy and you want to sub, you want to throw $5 a month to get those emotes or whatever, go ahead, do it. Who cares? But if you think that you are going to buy your way into her personal life, you're kind of a simp, bro. That's not how this works. That's a really, really weird way to approach a friendship or a relationship with another human being. Chill out, my dude. More examples. Defending a woman on Twitter does not make you a simp. That's ridiculous. You can totally agree with a person and want to defend the point that they've made, but if somebody has said or done something that's morally reprehensible and you come to her defense for no reason other than I think this girl's cute and I want to earn brownie points, I'm sorry, bro, but you are simping hard. For example, when Alinity spit vodka into her cat's mouth, everybody with a brain that functions could say, this is animal abuse, this is bad, people should not support this person. If you were coming out and saying, oh, she was just goofing around, people do this stuff with their pets all the time and just don't want to admit it, you're simping hard, there's something wrong with you, my dude. So I feel responsible to give you guys some tips out there so you can avoid simping, avoid partaking in simp-like behavior, because the only person that it's going to damage is you. People are just going to be out there taking advantage of your simping, and you're going to end up empty and hollow at the end of the day, to be completely honest. The first thing that I want you to do is reevaluate your relationships with people. And this doesn't have to be like a male-female thing. I've just been using that because it's an easy example and it's one that you see the most on the internet, at least. This can occur in any relationship, friendship, even relationships with family members and stuff like that. Think, how much effort, how much of myself am I giving to this person, and how much do they actually care about me and display that they care about me? I'm not asking for it to be some, like, transactional thing where every time you do a nice thing for somebody, they have to do something nice for you back, but just think, am I the only one that's constantly reaching out to this person? Am I the one constantly giving them rides or giving them gifts when they really don't do anything for me whatsoever and don't seem to actually care about how I'm doing or what's going on in my life? Think about that stuff, and if a relationship is extremely uneven, you gotta work something out there. I'm not saying you gotta cut it off, but just think about what you're doing and how it's actually affecting you. And kind of expanding on that point, and it almost sounds hypocritical or contradictory, because I was saying you don't want it to be transactional, so also don't have transactional expectations. Don't say, oh, I pay this Twitch streamer $50, she's gonna be so happy, she's gonna be like, oh, Hello Kitty 69, you're the best person in this chat, or like, oh, if I get this girl this gift, or if I get this guy his tickets to the show, or if I take this dude to the airport, he's really gonna be impressed with me and he's gonna like me. Like, watch out for that sort of thinking, because that's the seeds being laid of simp-like behavior. So the moral of this point being, value your time. It's okay to do things out of the kindness of your heart, but just make sure that you're doing them for the right reasons and do not allow yourself to get used. Secondly, I want you to think, am I selling out my opinions, morals, values, stances on things just to agree with somebody, to impress them, or to not have conflict? I mean, this is a little bit more general, but at the same time, I've been at points in my life where I had to think to myself, is this actually what I believe, or was I just so focused on agreeing with this person and being the person that they wanted that I just decided to agree with them and make that my opinion? That's such a horrible thing to do to yourself, so please try your best to avoid it. Lastly, it's really up to you to determine if you're simping or not. At the beginning of the video, I said this was a mental thing, it's an internal thing, it's a mindset. You are the one that is accountable for making sure that you're not being used by people, not partaking in this sort of behavior. Don't let what people say on the internet affect you at all. Don't put any stock into that. Sure, maybe they might be right some of the time, but a lot of the time they're just gonna overly generalize. The word simp gets thrown around way too much, so work on your self-esteem, know your worth, don't let people use you, be confident, and the stuff that people say on the internet will not affect you, and you will know in your heart of hearts that you're not actually simping when you do something nice for a girl and you're not being used by her, or you do something nice for a guy or something else and you aren't used by that person. So feel free to let me know if you agree or disagree. Feel free to leave more examples of simping or what isn't simping in the comments. Try to be civil, try not to attack each other at all down there. I'd like to give a major shout out to our top tier channel members: Miss Inked, Hyper Ninja Child, Jared D, Regrettable Stitches, Allison B, For Jared, Connor G, Cryptid Fennec, Kaya Bay, Tasha K, and Catco. I appreciate them from the bottom of my heart, and everyone else you see on the screen, and everybody that just watches the videos, enjoys the content, and participates in the community. If you'd like to support the channel, you can hit that join button below the little video screen, become a member, get some perks while also supporting. Hope you guys are all doing super well out there, taking care of yourselves, valuing yourself and your time, taking care of the people around you, drinking water, skating on to the best of your abilities. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out, Cub Scouts.